up everyone? I'm your female otaku and I'm here to review episode 18 of Ajin. And manga readers, I gotta have another chat with you at the end of this review. With this episode of Ajin, we see the Americans are suspecting Tosaki for murdering Professor Ogura. And then, in the end, they actually end up abducting him. They drugged the man and then abducted him. Oh boy, didn't expect that to happen. What I did expect, though, was that, lady who was always with that, dude, you know, the part of the, American stuff, you know, the Lady Americans, I don't remember their names. The lady, she is an Ajin. That I start to suspect, because the relationship between her and her boss and Izumi and Tosaki are rather similar, except with the Americans, they are worse, because this dude hit her and consistently insults her no matter what, just being like, oh, I see you're just as brain dead as ever, and then takes her iPad and stuff like that. Tosaki, yes, he's still a dick to Izumi, but he's not as bad as the Americans, but he's still dead, you know. I'm not gonna praise Tosaki. We see that Izumi, she is always doing her best to protect Tosaki, but why? And I'm gonna dive into that with the manga reader, so I apologize, anime onlys, that's something you really shouldn't see. But yeah, Izumi ends up dying, and it's the first time we actually see her lose. We've never seen Izumi lose before. She's always had full control over Kuro-chan and was able to beat anyone or stop anyone at will, but she actually lost this time, and that's a very rare occurrence. And in the meantime, we go over with Kei, and he's practicing, and we see how much better he is now when it comes to combat with his gun and controlling his IBM. Kei might just turn out to be extremely dangerous really soon, because, you know, his IBM is already known to be stronger, more concentrated than all the other IBMs, and the fact that now Kei can also use a gun as well, you know, it's starting to become pretty dangerous. But you know what, I guess that's something that we need if we're gonna stop Sato. And Sato is almost done with his list. The minister is next. Like, yeah. Oh boy. But now I'm gonna talk to the manga readers. Sorry for the short review for the anime onlys, but I do got a lot to talk about with them. So anyway, hello manga readers. Now, I'm only in between like chapter 31 and 33, around that area, with the manga. And I was really hoping that we get the Izumi backstory before anything else happens, because I think that it would be more meaningful once we saw this scene here. Let me backtrack actually. Last week, manga readers, you told me that it looks like they're going to deviate from the manga. And I can totally see that, unless if they skipped over some chapters, which they have done before, I have seen that. Then this is just anime original stuff that we got here with Tosaki getting abducted and what happened with Izumi. I'm assuming, like honestly, because this doesn't happen in order of the events. So I'm assuming that this either happens later on down the road that I did not read just yet, or this is anime original stuff. I don't really know. If you can confirm that for me, please, that would be great. And I was really hoping to get the Izumi backstory before all this, but according to the preview, it looks like we'll get some of that next week. So the Izumi backstory is actually one of my favorite chapters. I found it really interesting because I always found her kind of just like, what are you doing here? Why are you helping Tosaki so much? And I feel like that's how the anime onlys are feeling after this episode especially. Like, why? Why is she so dead set on protecting Tosaki? Is it just because he's threatening her? Because we all know he's just so like, hey, remember, you gotta protect me or else you'll end up being like one of the Majin experimenting, you know. He's pointed that out before. But no, it's so much more than that. So I really wish that we had the backstory before all this so that it would make more sense, but whatever, it's done. And yeah, this is the route that we're going. Okay. We're not gonna get the Ajin adaptation we all wanted. Catch me tomorrow as I review Nanatsu no Taizai and The Promised Neverland. I'm your female otaku, sayonara.